amigo, Bolivia está contigo. Evo, amigo, Bolivia está contigo. Evo, amigo, Bolivia está contigo.
Bienvenidos is reducing the population on a daily basis. So we ask you, thank you so much for your solidarity. We are here in the same solidarity that you are having with Bolivia and with other peoples of Latin America. Thank you so much. We appreciate all your support. ¡Viva Chile! El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido
jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
El pueblo
Unido jamás será vencido.
El pueblo
Unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
El pueblo
Renuncia Piñera. Renuncia Piñera.
renuncia Piñera, 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 renuncia Piñera.
All right. How y'all feeling? Y'all all right? All right, we got a couple of more great speakers for you. We're going to keep the energy going. We'll keep the energy high. This is a great action. And right about now, we're going to bring back up indigenous activists, Bolivian community activists based here in D.C., Jair Carrasco. Welcome him back as he comes, please.
Let's do this again. So for the people that missed it. Kami sarati kila tanaka kuya tanaka, kaya tulihaha Jair, Kanya Kisinti. So what I just said was in my native tongue of Aymara, saying, greetings brothers and sisters, my name is Jair Carrasco. And again, as some of you were here before, I said do not despair, because this time will pass. And again, it's going to start with you, right? And as I see them again, seeing that we follow flag, I see a lot of brothers and sisters over there who stand for something or claim they stand for something. But that's something that we see manifesting itself in Bolivia. We see indigenous people being attacked for wearing their attire. We see people being attacked for carrying around that same flag that they're carrying. So in fact, they have a privilege that the others don't. So it's important to recognize that. And I also want to keep telling you, I want to keep talking to you guys about the education. See, I work in education. I understand how important it is to get the right information, right? Because that's kind of one of the things that contributed to this, was the manipulation of information, how people got educated, right? We see a lot of propaganda being pushed out. We see claims of the OAS, which is U.S. State Department backed, right? We'll see this being the catalyst for the coup. And while they say it's not a coup, while they say that this was a legitimate move of power, it's also important to notice that Evo Morales did have a mandate to finish his term up until January. So it's important to recognize that, because while they say this was not a coup, and if they say that, it was still an intervention, a U.S. intervention. It was an overthrow, right? So we see this going on. And even now we can see the videos and images of people being harmed. So I want to thank my Bolivian brothers and sisters for being here. Muchas gracias a todos los bolivianos que están aquí apoyando. Porque sin ustedes no podríamos estar aquí. Entonces les agradezco mucho. And I want to thank them. So one important thing to take away from this is remember that we stand united. That's the only way that we're going to get through, is through education and giving out that education. That's the important part. Education is power. Knowledge can be power, but it's only potential power if you don't use it. That's what I tell my students, that knowledge is not power, it's potential power. It's how education and knowledge is used which creates the power. So I want to thank also my Chilean brothers and sisters. Hayaya Chile! So if you didn't know what that word means, hayaya, it's an Aymara Quechua word, meaning that as we continue through this world, things will manifest that we believe in, so long as we continue to strive for it. so long as we continue to move and build and unite as people. Chamampi, Hanakana, meaning that we have power as people. We people have power. So I want to thank you all for being here. And I don't have much to say. I could go on a rant for as long as I want because there's a lot of energy in my heart. There's a lot of pain in my heart right now for the people in my country.
Keep going.
So when I was in Bolivia when I was 14, it was just after Evo got elected. And there was a lot of graffiti going on about anti-indigenous sentiments. So as you can see, that broke my heart. So as we see Evo come to power, we see him give resources to the people, give resources to the vulnerable. Before Evo, they were trying to privatize gas. It's called the gas wars. Before Evo, they were trying to privatize water. How can water be privatized? How can you tell people that you're gonna die of thirst since you can't afford this high cost of water? And the person who was in charge of carrying that out, Boni, who was living in Chevy Chase, Maryland, the U.S. granted him exile.
Richest district in the country.
Yep. Now he's come back to Bolivia. Manfred was the one that carried out the water privacy tax. Gracias, hermano. Water was the one. Manfred was the one. Right? So it's important to educate yourselves as well, right? Because the past sometimes comes into fruition in the future. So if you're looking at Bolivia, if you're talking about Bolivia, if you're talking about Venezuela, Chile, all these places where this is going on, please educate yourselves on the history, right? Because this isn't the first time that it's happened in Bolivia, and Chile, and Venezuela, and I guarantee you, it might not be the last. But it's important that we stand together. So educate yourselves on the history, and if you guys want to find out how to do more, how to support local Bolivian movements here in the DMV, please come see me. I'll be around. We have a little event going on today. So if you guys want to know, I'm not giving out the exact location for obvious reasons, you know. But if you guys want to know more, please, I welcome you all to talk to me. Until then, I want to have you all just do this chant with me. Viva Bolivia! Viva Chile! Viva Venezuela! Que viva el pueblo! Yes, I got it. Evo sí, golpe no! Evo sí, golpe no! Evo sí, golpe no!
Evo sí, golpe no.
Evo sí, golpe no.
Evo sí, golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí, golpe no. Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
Evo sí,
Golpe no.
U.S. CIA, hands off Bolivia!
U.S. CIA, hands off Bolivia.
U.S.
CIA, hands off Bolivia.
U.S.
CIA, hands off Bolivia.
U.S. CIA,
Hands off Bolivia.
U.S. CIA,
Hands off Bolivia.
U.S. CIA,
Hands off Bolivia.
U.S. CIA,
Hands off Bolivia.
U.S. CIA,
Hands off Bolivia.
U.S.
CIA, hands off Bolivia.
All right, how y'all feeling? Y'all ready to stand in this struggle to fight the coup in Bolivia? Y'all ready to stand against U.S. imperialism some more? And today's not the last time the Answer Coalition that's going to remain out here in the streets in solidarity with you all. So, I want to thank some of our friends. I want to thank Code Pink. I want to thank George Washington University, Students Against Imperialism. I want to thank the American University Roses Coalition. And each and every last one of you. So that we can keep up with you all and so you can stay informed of what we're doing. If you want to stay in touch with us, I want you to see Brennan. Brennan, where you at? Brennan. Oh, there he is. This gentleman over here, Brennan, one of our fiery young people. I want you to see him. He'll get your email, he'll get your info. And that way you'll be in contact and you can stay abreast of everything that we're doing in solidarity with the struggling people of Bolivia. And I think we want to take a picture too. We do want to do that. So let's do this.